A question once asked people in a forum, what question would you remind people of that may brighten their day or may help them with their life? And there were quite some good candidates. Forgot all those questions because, this was a long time ago, but the question popped up in my mind, and I said, all right, let me think of one question that can actually, uh, or a quote, not necessarily a question. And the quote was one that I kind of came up with based on some people's point of view. And the quote was, one smile a day can fight depression away. Well, not necessarily. It's not necessarily gonna guarantee it, depending on how much people are obsessed or attached to their own depressions. But the point is very simple. See, when people wake up, they kind of forget because of the misery in their life that, the very fact that they woke up, they kind of won the lottery in life. Many thousands of people most likely did not wake up. People would say, well, at least they are now free of their depression. See, this is a point of view that comes from people who don't know anything about death. See, once you leave this physical body, once you perish, once you die, whatever one you want to call it, you're not gonna be freed from any of the emotions that you've been thinking of, especially the ones that you've been thinking of the most. You're not gonna be exempt from your depression. You're not gonna feel free of your depression. It's actually gonna amplify. The emotions that you feel when the moment of departure arrives are going to be amplified a lot until you find a certain physical body, a new physical body that you can embody. And beyond this idea of death being the most horrible thing, that is just a thing of narcissists because death is the greatest fear of narcissists. See, in the so called afterlife, what we truly are just sheds a physical body and lives there to simply cure, let's say, a lot of the karmic structure that prevents it from reincarnating again and trying yet through another physical life to achieve that which is ultimate liberation. When one wakes up, the way that they start their day is the way that they will be feeling throughout the day. Why do you think the mass media actually bombards you ever since you wake up with more and more drama? The more you focus on things at the beginning of the day, that's how you will be feeling throughout the entirety of the day. See, when you wake up, there are cultures that still nowadays have this within deep within the roots of people. When people wake up, they know it is, probably they don't realize why it is important, but they still do the bed. First thing in the morning, they do their bed. See, the point is, when you do your bed, it is just a very simple thing. If you abandon yourself, you give up on life and hope so much that you're not even willing to make your bed or to do your bed, whatever you call it, you're obviously not going to be willing to do more complex stuff. And don't forget, you live in a world where you have to wake up and do work. You have to work for others in order for, you to imagine that you're doing a change in society. So when you have to go to work and do the same repetitive work, you haven't even done your bed, which is the easiest thing. It's not necessarily about tidiness. See, if you go deeper into the idea of energy and the such, if you keep your bed sheets folded, a fold means the energies are not gonna go uh, too freely through that, and some more unpleasant energies may appear because every fold means, let's say something that can cause, not negative energies, but it can have an unwanted impact on your life. It is the same with clothes. If you wash them, if you remember your parents, your mothers typically, or especially your grandmothers, when they washed the clothes, they would iron them, right? Or, back in the times, maybe they didn't have an iron, but they would keep them under the sun so that they would warm up, and then they would fold them in a specific way, right? They would make sure that the surface doesn't have any folds, but they would arrange them in a certain specific way, right? Because there was this awareness. They forgot it in the end, but they still know that there is a necessity to make sure that these folds are correctly done. Else, if the surface that you keep unfolded has folds, it will have a certain impact on you. And there is a lot of misery in the world. You don't want more of it in the end. Don't forget the water is poisoned. Water is a supercomputer and, it can remember things from billions of years ago. When you drink it, you're going to add some of that information. And don't forget that we're bombarding water with all sorts of chemicals and the such. All that pain that we're causing on that water, well, you're going to drink it and you're going to feel pain as well, because water is 70% of your body. When you drink water, it's going to reach each and every one of your cells. The pain that you unload from water, well, water has a very good quality of, curing itself from it, but it takes time. And, well, whatever you consume you will affect you sooner or later, right? The air is also polluted. And the food you eat is also polluted in the end. You don't need more of these poisons, right? So when one wakes up, just one single smile can brighten in a way their day. Can't find a reason to smile, just think that you're thankful for something, whatever it is. You don't necessarily have to feel thankful, because a lot of people haven't had a reason to feel thankful in a long time. It's gonna feel almost alien to feel thankful for something in the end. So just feel thankful that you have something. You see, in this life, you end up using all of the things that you have in your life, but you don't have any appreciation for that. Most likely, you wouldn't be the same person without those things. We all need a washing machine, we all need a PC or a console or whatever else we make use of. But as long as it works, it doesn't matter. You don't care about it. When it breaks, well, you kind of care about it. And, the rat race makes you always want something better and better. Just for a bit, when you wake up, just be thankful that you have everything that you have, because you never know. Tomorrow you may no longer have those, or tomorrow you may no longer be around. Most people in the world are simply destroyed by this idea that they're not worthy of anything in this life, because, well, the ignorance that we've been grown in is what kind of led us towards this idea of abandonment. And the more people are abandoned, the more they will abandon the others, the more they will run away from the others. And you can see this nowadays. Society is only capitalizing on these pains of ours, and it's only making them worse by turning us more and more comfortable, or more like exploiting the comfort seeking aspect of our physical bodies. But if one becomes more internalized and sees how their energies function, that their body actually needs a lot of movement throughout the day, not just stagnation, and one becoming more and more aware of certain things within themselves, well, things will start to get slowly better, because people will slowly and surely want to tend towards something finally that's going to make their life better. Because in the end, it is important to make your life better. It is important to always handle the hard things and, well, also the easier things. But handling things in life and taking responsibilities, well, it's harder to do these if you start your day by focusing only on uh, the piss that you find in this sick society. There's always some actors trying to simulate something of life that they're suffering and such. People posting their fake lives on TikToks and social media, the drama that you find in the mainstream media, and the violence and the wars and bloodshed and the such. Just for 1 hour before you go to bed, and let's say 1 hour after you get out of bed, try to not focus much on your mobile phone. You might have emails. Let's say especially if you're an early bird, you wake up like me at 4, 5, maybe even 6 in the morning. Well, I usually don't raise from the bed always, like very rarely I do, but I'm awake at those times, like commonly. And the simple point is that if you get a certain email that that you require a lot, and you wake up at 5 a.m., you can handle it at 6, half past 6, maybe, right? Because in most situations, it's not going to matter if you wait 1 extra hour, right? So the point is, try 1 hour to be away from all the drama and just focus on, being a bit more positive. Try to eat without focusing too much on drama. Try to do things without drama. And hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. How you start your day, remember, it will influence the whole rest of your day. Take care, enjoy life. Ferenc Board signing out.